your God power. Get everything you ever wanted and live the life of your dreams. The Master's Course. Copyright 2010 by Richard Lee McKim Jr. All rights reserved. Let the quest for knowing begin. The step-by-step explanation of vibration activation. We're going to see how a vibration can get activated in the first place and how it can change from good to bad by observation, association, or thought. Okay, looking at this little graph on the right, we've got some green bars that are up high and a few red bars that are down low. Here it says, you could start out in the positive, or the green, and build up your emotional volume, which would begin more powerfully eliciting and attracting what you want into your experience. However, if you don't keep track of what you are paying attention to, your positive emotional volume could drop so low that you would begin to move into the negative range, or the red range. But if you become aware that you aren't feeling good about things, you could take steps to deliberately turn around your emotional direction back into the positive, or the green, and get back on track to eliciting what you want. The picture above shows graphically what this might look like. The longer the bar graph, the more emotional volume and power you have. To see exactly how this might happen in a normal day, let's look at this step by step. Okay. So the first illustration here is a bar graph. Now you start out with some short green bars, which means you're on the positive side. Okay. But the emotional volume is kind of low, but still positive. Still positive. But then you can see that as the next bar is a little bit higher and the next bar is really high, that's a high emotional volume. That means that during that time, you are really eliciting and really attracting what you want. But as we see on the bar graph there, it's beginning to wane. It's dropping down a little bit. The next bar is a little lower. The next bar is a little lower. The next one's way down. And the next one is almost down to zero. But then it happens. You drop down below into the negative range. So you see, you started out with a certain emotional volume. That's certain emotional volume on the positive side. Then your positive emotional volume went way up. It was a really good time. Something really great was going on. And during that time, you were eliciting a lot of great things. But then it began to come down. Your positive emotional volume got lower and lower and lower, down to about zero volume. But then it dropped into the negative range now. Now you have a slightly negative emotional volume, but the negative emotional volume, went way down there. And then you have a little bit of time there on this graph where you're still in the negative emotional volume range, but then you pop back up on the positive side again, which is good, even though it's low, and then you can see that your emotional volume is going back up again. So, with that in mind, let's look at this first illustration of this guy. Now, it shows his mind with nothing on his mind. He's got a blank mind, which only means that he's not thinking about anything in particular right now. Nothing positive, nothing negative, just nothing in particular. Now, that's why they say that meditation is good. Because if you can't get to the positive side of your thoughts, if you're in a negative state and you just can't seem to get to the positive side, then at least with meditation, you can quiet your mind and not have any thoughts at all. So, like I said, if you can't get to the positive side, then at least you don't want to be thinking about anything. That's where meditation comes in. Meditation quiets your mind, and you have no thoughts going on. It's very relaxing. It's a very good practice. I love meditating. Okay, so that's where this guy is at. He's got no thoughts going on right now. Maybe he just woke up. Now he's observing a green tuning fork being struck. That means there's a green vibration going on. Now, we see that it's green in the illustration. That means to us that it's a positive situation. That means that he has given that situation, whatever it is, he has given it a positive meaning because it's green, indicating that it's positive. And the only way it can be positive is if he decided it was, because all situations are neutral to start with. Doesn't matter. They're not good, they're not bad. So for it to be green, we know that he's assessed the situation and either accepted the meaning as it was, which was positive, or given the situation a positive meaning. Either way, he's ended up with a positive meaning for this situation that he's observing. Now, here it says, first, you observe some activity that is happening. It could be a happy scene, or you could just be noticing something that you like, or just thinking about it, or it could be something that has a positive association or meaning attached to it. So he's looking at something positive, he's thinking about something positive, in some way, some thought is occurring, either by observing something or by thinking about something, but the thought that is occurring is got a positive spin to it. It's on the good side. Okay, now, in the next illustration, we see that now he's got a small green tuning fork in his mind, meaning that he's got a thought developing in his mind that's positive. Doesn't have a high emotional volume at this moment. It's small, but it's there. It went from no thoughts to now having a small positive thought, a small emotional volume. He's beginning to think about something nice, something good. And he's still observing or thinking about a positive situation because we still have a green tuning fork out there. So here it says, as you continue to give attention to it, it begins to activate a vibration within you that matches it. So as you're observing it, you're thinking about it. You're observing a positive situation, so you're thinking about a positive situation. So that's a match. So you're beginning to have a vibration within you that is similar or a match to what you're observing. Okay, it says, if this is the first time you have ever thought about this kind of thing, the vibration will be small. However, if you have had this positive type experience before, it will reactivate that same vibration from your memory and bring it up front, and it will be stronger now. The more you activate and reactivate a vibration, the stronger it becomes. This is a great thing because the more you notice things that you like and enjoy, the more easily you will notice them the next time. Okay.
To continue, go to How to Use Your God Power, chapter number 11, segment number 30. Let your quest for knowing continue.